Hello, my name is Youichiro Miyake, Square Enix lead AI researcher and Final Fantasy 15 lead. Today I will talk about the AI system Final Fantasy 15 is about 1 hour. I have been developing the game AI for many titles, especially for AAA title, from Han, Demon Souls, Makoa, and Final Fantasy 14 and 15. And recently, the AAA titles AI system is a very big system, so the AI team's number is increasing. For example, for Final Fantasy 15's members, about 13 guys, especially focus on AI, increase international teams from the Americas, Europeans, and Asians. Today's content is like this. I will talk about many AI techniques for used in Final Fantasy AI. At first, I will talk about what is AI in digital games. This is sound ups. The Final Fantasy 14's AI. This is the player. This is monsters. This monster has a brain to sense the world. Make a decision and moves the bodies by itself. This red line is a path found by AI itself. And another demo is fightings in Final Fantasy 14. This is AIs. This is navigation mesh to find a path by AIs. AIs can find a path to the players. He can approach to the players. And suddenly this drops from the cliffs, but he can find the new path to the players by itself, by its brains. That is the function of artificial intelligence. Okay, next is Final Fantasy 15. Final Fantasy 15 is a very reality-based fantasy and action RPGs. Many characters moves around in the wise fields and in the complex natures and opposite to the monsters. I will show the demo of the Final Fantasy 15. This is Nocto is players. This is a single game. Please sound up. Okay. And this all characters, including the bodies and the enemies, AIs. That is autonomous AIs. They can sense the world, make decisions, and move the bodies by themselves. This is AI graphs that is to make the AIs by game designers. I will explain the precise detail later. Okay, next. In this lecture, there's 3 goals, making the autonomous NPC in the Final Fantasy world. Makes the one united living world of Final Fantasy 15, and making the unique user experience of Final Fantasy 15. Okay, at first, game AI overview. This is a general AI system for modern AAA system. There are 3 types of AIs, such as meta AIs, characters, and navigation AI. This character AI is the brains of the characters of enemies and bodies. And navigation AI is especially for finding the path, finding the position to stand. That is, the role is analyzing the terrain and the environments in real time. And Meta AI is a very special AI. This is God AIs. Meta AIs observe the whole game situation and to just change the world to make the game exciting for game users. I will explain the example. By using 3 AIs, the objective is to make the unique user experience by using Meta AI, characters, and navigation AI. At first, I will explain Meta AI. Meta AI is sometimes called AI directors, adjusting the game world to the players. when a player is in crisis, the bodies must protect the players against the enemies. But sometimes he cannot notice the player's crisis, but it's a very bad situation. But the meta AIs can give orders the bodies in any times. For example, in this time, so that is without meta AIs, the three bodies rush into the players and make a heal in same time. That is a very stupid situation, very bad situation. But they all are autonomous AIs. They judge he should go to the players to save players. But there's no communication with others. That situation should be prohibited by meta AIs. Meta AI controls that situation. For example, in that situation, only one guy go to the nocturne to save the players, and the two remaining players keep fighting with the enemies. That is a collaboration of bodies, characters by meta AI control. That is the role of meta AI. So meta AI controls the game situation dynamically to give the orders to the all game characters. Next is character AI. That is the brain of the characters. But characters AI is a little bit complex because character has an intelligence and bodies. Intelligent and bodies, anyone don't know how to bind the body and the souls. So that is a very philosophical, difficult problem. So how to unite the AI and animations? So that is a problem of this. In Final Fantasies, for the characters has three layers: intelligence layer, the body layers, animation layers. They communicate with the blackboard and sending and receives the message. For example, characters has many interaction with the environment in real time. So intelligence must control the bodies, but in sometimes bodies cannot accept the order from the intelligence. They should be collaborating relations each other's. But the role of each layer is different. AI graphs must make the decisions. Body graphs must control the body's status. And the animation graphs must decide the animation to be executed. So at first, animation system is like this. So each node is animation data is captured by motion capture studio. So animators connected all animation data like this. For example, this arrow means the transition between the two motions. I will show some example of the animator's work. At first, animators set a start node and puts the animation motion nodes and setting is a transition phase. This is mixing parameters between the two motions. And finally, the system is set up for one character using the many motion nodes and by setting the parameters and many parameters, many arrows and many diagrams are set on animation graph. This is Square Enix original tools. This is the animation tools. But this is an animation tool without intelligence. So next, but in that system can like this. So this animation news executed by responding to the distance and relation between two characters like this. So but it's a very simple animation. Next is body layers. Body layer is described by the state machines. Each state means rough status of character, whether waiting, state, shot, and aiming. So these layers control the character's body state. For example, when a character is climbing ladder, he cannot swing the sword. The status is controlled by these graphs like this. So this is a very simple character character status control system. They only the runnings or escaping and approaching, or shootings. This is all very simple system of character system. Finally, the decision-making systems here. This is very complex system because each system must make the decision in any times in real time, responding to the change of the game world. So that is AI system. It's a very complex graphs. I will explain from now. The basis of character AI is like this, very simple. At first, character has bodies, and input senses environment in real time as input information. And in intelligence make a decision, and finally make the output as a character's actions. That is a very simple system. That is the basis. This system is called in robotics agent architectures. That is, at first, the intelligent world, environment world is separately defined. And the two worlds is connected by sensors and effectors. Sensors' role is gathering the information from the environment world. And effectors' role is giving the effect to the world by motions and bodies. And this is a module in the intelligent world. At first, this is a recognition. That is recognize the environment. And decision-making module is the role is to make a decision. And the motion-making module is making the motions of the characters and the memories. There is 6 modules at once: sensors, effectors, and recognize, decision, and motion, and memories. To make the characters AI means making the 6 modules of this. And the informations flow around the module and the game world. For example, the sensors gather the information from the world and interrupt it by recognition module and by used by decision makings, and information is used by the motion making module, and finally makes a motion from the information, and it affects the world and produces new information. So this flow is called information flow via game world, and characters in the world. So that is the base of. At first, the process of character AI's first step is making a recognition module. For example, this is a Garura. Garura is the name of the monsters. This field is a field of views. So that is this region when the enemies enters this field. This character notice the enemies, but more exactly, the ray cast they will be casted to the objectives, which ray can pass to the object without collision of other objectives. So that is the field of view of these monsters. That is a recognition of the monsters. By using these regions, these monsters can gather many information of the world. And next is decision making. This is the core of most character AIs. But the decision making model in games has 7 models: rule-based, state-based, behavior-based, goal-based, task-based, utility-based, simulation-based. In small game, only one algorithm is used for a small game. But for large games, 2 or 3 types of this decision-making model is used, combining of 2 or 3 modules. At first, rule-based is very simple. For example, this behemoth is controlled by rule. The decision-making model is rule-based. At first, many rules prepared like this. All lists is meaning the rule of the like this. And this orange lit line is fired rule. For example, when players right side to the behemoth, this line is orange lit and swings the right arms to the players. So selecting one rules, these characters can select the right action to the players. This is very classical decision-making system from 18. Next is behavior-based. Behavior-based is most popular algorithm in recent AAA titles of game AI. This is the behavior trees. Very simple system. At first, rules. This blue sheet is called layer. And each layer selects one node by executing a selection rule. For example, selection rule priorities means the layers pick up one node with priority. For example, there's no enemies. This node cannot be executed, so this node is selected. But when there's enemies, this node can be executed, so this node is selected. And next layer, the selection is the sequence. Sequence means it will execute all nodes in order to the top to the bottom. So one node is executed, attack. And next is the sequence. So like this, so arrow and magic sword are all executed in all these orders. And this magic is the next sheet. This is random rules. So by random numbers, one of them is selected to be executed. So this behavior trees, this is called behavior trees. So Square Enix has developed the original behavior trees for decision-making system of characters like this. The game designers can design behavior trees only by using the mouse without programming. Next is state-based AI. State-based AI is very popular in 19th. That is very simple system. State includes each character's actions, and this arrows makes the transition between the two states. For example, this is a typical state machines. For example, this green is a big state, and chase and watch, and the transition is found enemy or lost enemies. And pink node is small state machines, is included in big one node in green level. So this is called hierarchical state machine. Is included two state machines in two layers. And Square Enix develops the original tools for making state machines. It also be used by game designers to design the state machines only by using the mouse actions and setting the parameters. But state machines is good for steady control step by step. And behavior tree is good to adapt behavior to make the behaviors, sequence of behaviors fluently. We want to use both good points, so we combine the two algorithms to one system. This is called a hybrid node system. For example, one upper layer is state machine, and one of this node is behavior trees. That is one example. The top layer is state machine. The one state includes the one behavior trees. And one node in behavior tree includes a state machine. That is a multi-layered system and a hierarchical multi-layered system architectures. This is original AI system of Square Enix. And by using system, we made some all characters brain decision-making system. For example, this Nihuru soldiers. Nihuru soldiers, the first layer is state machine. This is, for example, fighting, the waiting, like this. And this is a battle node. It includes one behavior trees. This orange layers is behavior trees. But one of the node of behavior tree includes a small state machine. So this character's decision-making system is 3 layers: state machine, behavior tree, and state machines. At the top layer is state machine, next is the behavior tree, and the final layer is state machine. I will show some demo of this. This character is controlled by this behavior tree. It's difficult to see, but the top layer is state machine. It's one of the node of top layer state machine. It includes behavior trees. This green lit node is active nodes, which now executed by these characters. So this graph is designed by game designers, not by engineers, because each character's brain's making is a task for game designers, not by engineers. So all characters' brain is designed on this tool by game designers. Okay, next is the memories of game characters. This is inside of AI graph. I explained binding the state machine and behavior trees. This is a memory regions to be used by characters. All memories censored by sensor systems stored in these regions. And this information used by the node and the arrows inside of the state machine or behavior trees. And all stored informations can be used by more deeper regions of the state machine or behavior trees. The memories translate delivered by these arrows to the more small scale of AI graphs. And next is the special mode of thinking. Any living things don't think only one thing. For example, when you are eating some meals, you are thinking about another things. It's the same for the game characters. For example, when the character is running, characters should think another problem about this. It can be possible by parallel node. This is the behavior trees. When the parallel node used, under the two nodes executed on parallel. For example, this is a shooting. I'm sorry, this is Japanese. So shooting and approaching are executed at the same time by parallel node. I will show some example. This is a brain decision-making system of these green lit characters. When he is shooting and approaching and moving and shooting, this is a whole node is executed at the same time by using parallel node. That is a little bit very small techniques, but that is very useful techniques for in-game characters. But the problem is a task to make the AI graph. AI graph is very large graph. It costs so much time and so much money, so much time by many game designers. So the AI graphs, one AI game designer once describes, should be used for the next monsters making. So that is an override system. For example, all character has a common logic that is used by all NPCs' brains. So, but for example, one fighting node overrides is a new AI graph. That is behemoth proper logics. For example, this is another monsters. This is called Catoclepas monsters. This is a common logics for between the another monsters. But for fighting nodes is another type of AI graphs replaced by overridings by these graphs. And by using override systems, game designers can make the AI graph very rapidly by using used AI graphs again and again. That is effective tools of make a decision module. So this is a common logic. This system is overridden, but this by this AI graph, and one of this node is also override by new logics. So as like this, many monsters has common and different logics at the same time. Okay, I explained the meta AI, the character AI. Finally, I explained the navigation AI. Navigation AI is like the car navigations. Find the path to the goal or find the best point to stand. At first, I will explain the pathfinding system. Pathfinding approach is has a A-star algorithm. A-star algorithm is used by the most AAA title games, about 19%. So this is algorithm to find a path to the start point to the goal on the complex terrains. So, but the A-star algorithm requires needs network graphs of the terrains. It is a representation of terrain in games. So this is triangle means a navigation mesh. Navigation mesh means regions where the player, the NPC characters can move. So on this navigation mesh, by using A-star algorithm, a character can find a path from the start point to the goal. But the most difficult task is making the navigation mesh. For example, for AAA games, recent topic is the scale is 10 kilometer or 10 kilometer or 5 kilometer by 5 kilometers. This is very large. So navigation mesh can be produced by the automatic system. So by using collision models, the AI system can make the navigation mess without the human's operations. And finally, this triangles is navigation mess automatically made AI system. So by using A-star algorithm's navigation mesh, all characters can move to any point this is an NPC's. This is a special bridge between the two meshes. This is the complex dungeon in Final Fantasy 15, but any characters can find the path to the goal. To achieve his role. This is difficult to see, but you can see that this is the navigation mess and the path founded by the A-star algorithm. By using path systems, body characters fight to the enemies and can rescue to the players. And next is the point query system. Pathfinding system can find a path to the goal point. But the problem is how to find the goal point for characters. Recently, the game industry, game AI techniques develops to find the goal point dynamically. That is called tactical point system, or sometimes called environment query system, or sometimes in Square Enix that is called point query system. Point query system means a system to find the best position for a character ability in the terrain in real time. That is a very simple algorithm to find a goal. Point query system has three processes. One, at first, is the point distribution process. And next is the filtering process. And finally, the third is evaluation process. Point distribution system distributes a point around the objective. And the filtering process means removing points not adjust for purpose of the characters. And the evaluation process evaluates the remaining point to find the one point finally. I'm sorry. So this is the characters, and this is the body's characters. It's the enemy characters. This is the higher place. This is the pose. From now, I will explain the point query system of the characters. At first, distribution process. Distribution system distributes the points around the AI characters. So this is the recommended point to go for these characters. But there's many useless points. So filtering process removes all useless points by condition. For example, this point in the sea, so this is very useless. So this point is around the rock hole. This is very dangerous. So these 7 points are removed. And next is these enemies. This is very dangerous zone. So 4 points are removed. And finally, this point is too close from the current position. This position removes. And 10 points remains here, but these characters to find this is archers. So they want to make the position in higher position. So this points in the field removes. And finally, the 4 point remains, but this point is the highest point in this range. So he can find the best position to throw the arrow to the enemies. This is dynamic system to find the best point for the characters. So the characters move to, this AI characters move to here to throw the arrow to the players. So this is a point query system, very, very useful. So this is a very popular system, recent in AAA titles. Many titles uses this system by different name. So, but important point, 10 years ago, this system is used by only by engineers, but it's very mathematical system, so difficult to use. But recently, this system is used from the tools. For example, this is Square Enix PQS system tools. Game designers or planners can, by using these tools, can set the distribution process parameters and the filtering condition and the estimation process by equations. So settings by these tools, game designer can use the PQS system in any times. This is a demo of a PQS system. So this is a Nocto, this is monsters. This red point is a very dangerous point the players can see, and by body is players. But this green point is very safe because this point cannot see from the players. So by using this, monsters can move around very intelligently. For example, this is a PQS system. All regions near the Nocto, the players filters out, and remaining point estimated by equation. Red point is very dangerous point, but green is very safety point. These monsters moves to red point to the green point. That impression is escaping from the player's view. So PQS can, by setting the PQS system, game designer can easily make the intelligent behaviors in games, even in a complex environment. So this PQS query is made by game designers. Character makes PQS query, the PQS system returns the best positions. All settings on the tools set by game designers. So PQS system is used in many situations. For example, find an attack position of monsters, or the attack position of bodies, or position in the conversation of bodies, or spawning point of crowds. There's many usages of PQS. This is the statics of PQS queries. In Final Fantasy XV, 600 types of PQS queries were made by game designers. This is the statics of PQS system. This is the most popular PQS systems. Over the 1,500 times calls from the game system. But this PQS query is not popular. So over the 1 or 2 times called from the game system. By gathering the information of query systems, game designers can recognize which query is popular, which query is not popular, by analyzing the big data. Okay, this is the application of PQS system. In Final Fantasy XV, sometimes bodies characters will talk about the players in the fields. But the problem is which point the character should stand in the complex terrains. So at first, meta AIs throw the request to find the best point to stand to navigation system. Navigation system uses the PQS system to find the best position to stand. And next is Meta AI is to the orders to the character AI to have the good conversation with the players. Okay, I will show the demo. Okay, it finds at first PQS system to the standpoint besides the note of the players. And navigation systems will find the best path to the note to the goal points. And finally, the character AI gives the behaviors to the characters to have a good conversation with the players. This is a combination of Meta AIs, character AIs, and navigation AIs. So by combining three AI systems, the intelligent behavior can be made easily like this. Next is the steering system. Steering system is an avoiding system between the characters. For example, many characters rush into the same point. They should be about each other, but its algorithm is developed by robotics. We use the human-like avoidance, so each characters can avoid each other like this. So each character predicts the opposite side characters' behaviors, so they can find the safety path each other's. That is auto-avoidance system in movement. And next is the motion analysis. That is very precise character behaviors. For example, in all Final Fantasy systems, very simple. So, for example, when characters come near in the 3 meters to the monsters attack to the players. Monster can hit the characters by arms or tails. But now the character model is very complex. By using simple system, at first many attack cannot hit the players. So we analyze the character motion. This is the training mode of Behemoth. Behemoth comes here, he tests many motions. This red region is a region hit by his right arm's actions. And others, this is bones actions. Like these regions can be hit by his bone. And this is Garrus. Garrus is the running attack is this red point is hit by his attack motions. By running each regions for each attack motions, all monsters can recognize the regions where each hitting the motions will hit. So by using these runnings, all monsters can select the best action to hit the player's actions. This is a demo of this. Behemoth, this is running system. This Behemoth runs where each monster can hit. So that is implemented as a rule system. So when the display is right armed regions, he selected right arms attacking like this. So by using motion analyzing system, he can select the best action dynamically. Like this. So attention point to the swing, moving around all characters like this. Finally, is Ambient AI. Ambient AI is a non-player character in the towns. There's many characters. In Final Fantasy 15, there's many cities and many villages. And in villages, many chocobo peoples as a crowd. But each ambient AI has not high intelligence as I explained in character AIs. They have no intelligence. This is the special system or ambient system. It's called a smart object. This object has intelligence to control the characters. For example, this refrigerators has animation and AI state machine sound, etc. to control the characters. For example, to open the door and to pick up the food or all information stored in refrigerators. And it's the same. This desk has the intelligence. So this desk gathers many characters and locates the character on the desk and gives their behaviors to pretend talking with each other. So this desk has many information to control the character. For example, each desk has 2 chairs. And this desk gathers the crowds in these places to go about things. So pick up the white characters and next characters and give your behaviors. The begins the behaviors. He pretends they're talking about each other like the villagers, but they have no intelligence. So, and this chairs schedules conversations, behaviors, and in 20 seconds, desks pick up the third persons and gives the behavior to talk about, and like this, so they pretend talking as villagers, as companions. So that is using a stripped system, that is a symbolic language to describe problems, that's the plannings. Each object makes the plan of behaviors to make the crowd behaviors like this. I'm sorry, this is a planning system to each behavior has preconditions, action, and effect. By chaining the precondition and effects, the planning system combines the many actions as one plannings. So I'm sorry, I pick up, I transfer. I'm sorry. So okay, that is a result of plan system. This is a Nocto and Barry's that enter the new village. And smart object system begins the control of all characters. Or like this is eating sometimes. This is talking with each other and buying something. That is a crowd AI, so controlled by object or locations. So by using this ambient systems, AI system can control the many crowds in the very right roads and right memories and very small CPU powers. That's very effective algorithm to control AI. And finally, I will estimate data logging and visualizations. The recent AAA title, very huge systems, many game developers cannot see the status of game systems, so many logging data is stored in servers. By analyzing this big data, we can see the status of a game system. For example, this is, as I explained, statics of PQS queries. And the scenario, this is the statics of scenarios of number of called by the meta AIs. For example, this scenario called by 7 times by meta AIs. This is a heat map of animations. In this region, special animation is called many times, like this. So, okay, summary is, I'm sorry. I explained the character AI is meta AI, navigation AI, especially for character AI. I explained the original graph-based AI logic tool developed by Square Enix. This is very special. And this is a list of techniques, AI techniques used in in Final Fantasy 15. Each technique is very simple, but by combining many simple AI techniques, can produce many complex AI behaviors in complex AI trains. And memory usage is very very strict, but AI graph use 20 megabytes or navmesh system 20 megabytes is very compact system as an AI system. And finally, I will show the result of the old tools. Each AIs can move autonomously by AI graphs. So understanding the player's crisis, each character helps autonomously. And they can move in the train to the goal by pathfinding system in a large map. And the conversation system gives the natural conversation in each different situation. And they can position by PQS system in front of players. And the meta AI helps players' behavior crisis. So this is attention point. So the attention point is here. So they attack to the target. He noticed. This is a navigation system. This character introduces players to the goal. Or in the contrary, this monster follows the players. And this is a PQS system. He can find the best point to stand for conversation and talk each other in front of, beside of players. This is an override system. Many different character has a different behavior trees by overriding system, and AI supports the players' behaviors. So by understanding players' will, so many body characters protect and predict and cooperate with the players. And the Behemoth knows his behaviors, regions by running attacking system. Or I will explain the very short type. If you want to know precise, this book has many Final Fantasy AI system is article in this book, but without movies. Okay, thank you.
Well, we can take a few quick questions if anyone's got some.
Just one quick question.
Yeah.
So one problem that we have currently in our game, and we use a similar nav mesh system, is that our attacks have knockback.
Yeah.
So when we hit an enemy, we knock them back, and when they land close to a chair or a rock where there is no nav mesh around that, they don't know what to do. They don't know how to get back onto the nav mesh. Have you had similar problems, and did you solve them?
Yes, so navigation mesh is used for the global navigation. So as you said, this very narrow action is difficult. So, but there's another system. So when attacking to the opposites, we checking the space where the attacking motion can be executed or not. So very the fast recognition of the environment only for the near side of the characters. At first, this system, and next is the navigation system will be executed.
Okay. Okay, let's thank the speaker one more time for the lovely talk.
Thank you.